news at 8 a.m. on Local 3. A Broncos star due in court. Wide receiver Jerry Jeudy will make his first court appearance in 30 minutes. We're breaking down the charges he's facing.
Also, news just broke as the Broncos schedule was released, and the new team behind Russell Wilson is getting in the prime time spotlight.
We're here to play the best game in the world in front of as many people as we possibly can.
Plus, thousands of Colorado college students enter a new phase of their lives this weekend, and one teenager, 17, is becoming one of the youngest people ever to graduate from a local university.
So you'll actually graduate from college before high school?
Technically, I think, yeah.
So humble about
that.
that.
Had to think about that one, right?
I know, it was so weird. Well, congrats to the grads this month. Good morning. Happy Friday the 13th. I'm Nicole Brady.
And I'm Brian Sanders. A lot of graduation ceremonies happening this weekend, but hold on to those graduation caps. It will be windy, Stacy.
Right, that and your lawn furniture or anything that you don't want in the neighbor's yard too. It's going to be pretty windy here the next couple of days, which is why we do have red flag warning in effect for high fire danger. But as you're heading out this morning, really pretty weather early on. We have sunny skies. Temperatures will be in the 60s for the next few hours. And then once we get into the afternoon, we'll have temperatures in the 70s. We have 57 degrees outside right now, 30s and 40s for the mountains, and 50s down into southeastern Colorado. And we're headed to the upper 70s today for our afternoon high. It'll be sunny, dry, and windy for the afternoon. Temperatures in the 70s here for our area, 60s just off to the west into the foothills with a red flag warning in effect here and into southern Colorado. It does include the entire Denver metro area, so we're keeping an eye on this region as we go through the rest of the day. Our hourly planner, though, keeping us in the 60s and 70s as we go through our day with lots of sunshine.
Right now, we do still have some big delays up to the north. We also have some delays on I-76 from a new crash near 74, so I'll get to that in just a second. You see most of the south and the west side of town looks okay, but it's up here to the northeast side and also up here to the north that we do have some delays. From the camera up here near Berthoud, you still see some very slow traffic coming down from Highway 34. There's a left lane crash right before the Berthoud exit, so the drive time right now is looking at about 45 minutes just trying to get through there. So some of the county roads, well, off of I-25 could help you out, but most of them are unpaved, and it's going to be a little tougher to get through there. This is the newest problem. Let me take you to I-76 right here by the Commerce City split, and you can see that really slow traffic coming in from northern Commerce City and Brighton, so it's going to be extra time needed, unfortunately, on that drive. The rest of the drive out to the east side of town still pretty heavy on I-70 and 270.
Well, this morning, a star Broncos player is waking up in jail. Receiver Jerry Jeudy was arrested and has a court date coming up here soon. The news came on what was otherwise an exciting day for the team as we learn their game schedule.
Yeah, Denver 7's Veronica Costa joins us live now to explain the charges Jeudy is facing.
Only about 30 minutes or so until Jerry Jeudy is scheduled for his hearing with the judge right here behind me. He was in custody overnight over at the Arapahoe County Jail. We know that he was on that no bond and had to be held because of the allegations connected to all of this. So let's run you through those. Second-degree criminal tampering, that's a misdemeanor. But because the incident involved his girlfriend, there's that domestic violence enhancer on the charge. Law enforcement, they made it very clear yesterday there was no physical violence between Jeudy and the mother of his child, but she was the one who called police. We obtained the arrest affidavit. She told police Jeudy put her wallet and child's medical paperwork in his car and then refused to give it back to her. She says she just wanted the items back. She didn't want to get Jeudy in trouble. Deputies say Jeudy was cooperative and told them that he did take her items, but she wouldn't give him his phone back.
Solely involved property. There was no damage to property. All that happened is that there was an accusation that property was being withheld, and deputies determined that there was enough probable cause to make an arrest.
And again, Jeudy expected to be in front of a judge in just about 30 minutes or so. We'll keep you updated on what comes of this. We're in Arapahoe County this morning. I'm Veronica Costa, Denver 7.
All right, thank you, Veronica. Meanwhile, the Broncos issued a statement saying that they are aware of this situation with Jeudy and they are working to get more information.
Of course, as we said, the news came the same day we learned the Broncos' schedule for the season. They have a big game right off the bat. Russell Wilson will be heading back to Seattle for his first game in orange and blue. The Broncos take on the Seahawks for Monday Night Football on September 12th. You'll be able to watch that show on Denver 7, that game.
Yeah, that'll be a big game for him and is just the first of 5 primetime games already for the Broncos. Here's a look at some of the others. Head coach Nathaniel Hackett says he is embracing the spotlight.
In the end, it's about getting to the playoffs, right? And that is the ultimate national television. That is the ultimate. So the more practice you can get in that situation, the better you're going to be as a team to just know that pressure, that the mindset that everybody's watching you, and be able to learn how you can cope with that and feel that environment and that excitement. So the more we get that, the better we're going to be.
Yeah, don't forget a game in London this year. Also games on Christmas Day and New Year's Day. You can read the Broncos' entire schedule right now on thedenverchannel.com.
Today, President Biden will meet with police chiefs and community leaders from across the country to talk about using money from the American Rescue Plan to improve community safety. This comes as the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office announced it doesn't have enough money to stop crime in the area. Denver 7's Jessica Crawford joins us. Jessica, this statement was posted on Facebook and it's getting a lot of reaction.
It sure is. And he started off that post by saying that just within the past 28 days, 7 of his deputies have been victims of attempted murder. He also adds that he really believes that crime has been on the increase within the past 2 years. Sheriff Jeff Schrader wrote in a blog post that he attributes that rise in crime in 2020 to a few things. He said that the 2020 budget cut $6.5 million from the sheriff's office, leading to 40 fewer detention deputies, and it also led to the closing of 1 floor of the jail. Schrader went on to write that the pandemic led to the jail's capacity being even lower, with only 658 people able to be in jail. He added that the defund the police narrative led lawmakers to remove important protections from law enforcement. Schrader said that the short-term solution here is in funding. The county received more than $200 million in CARES Act and American Rescue Plan funds. He wants $3.75 million for 2023 so that they can fully reopen the jail. But the sheriff wrote that his department has merely been allocated $260,000. We took those concerns to the Board of County Commissioners. They told me that they haven't come to a conclusion on next year's funding yet, and that they are in talks with the sheriff about what his department needs.
We all very much appreciate and honor all of our first responders, our deputies who are out there 24 hours a day protecting the public. Last year, when we found out about the ARPA dollars, the first thing the commissioners did is reach out to our staff and also put a survey out to our constituents asking where would these ARPA dollars best serve our community moving forward. With over half of the county budget in public safety right now, absolutely more than $260,000 of that ARPA money is going to go to public safety.
It could still be a while, though, before we find out exactly how much money the Jefferson County Sheriff's Department is going to get. And that's because the budget for 2023 won't be confirmed until December. Live in Denver, I'm Jessica Crawford, Denver 7.
Thank you, Jessica. We do have a follow-up to breaking news we first brought you yesterday morning. We now know the crime spree that finally ended at a Boulder RTD station started much earlier. Police say Trenton Dunham stole a gun and a car and shot into a home in Greeley early yesterday morning, then carjacked a truck in Broomfield, and then later led Boulder police on a chase across the Pearl Street Mall through the city. At one point, police say he pointed a gun at officers. That's when they shot at him but missed. Officers finally arrested him near Table Mesa and Highway 36 at that bus stop after using maneuvers to get him to stop. Dunham is now facing 16 charges.
Firefighters in the southern half of our state are hard at work putting out several wildfires. One forced 500 families to evacuate on the west side of Colorado Springs. Those evacuations have since been lifted. Just minutes later, another fire ignited at a mobile home park near Garden of the Gods, destroying several of the mobile homes there. And another fire led to a shelter-in-place order at the Colorado Springs airport. Flights are back to normal this morning. There was also another fire in Teller County, and that's where Denver 7's Colette Bordelon is live now with what we're learning about this fire west of Cripple Creek. Colette.
That's right, just around 4 miles west of Cripple Creek, which is where we are right now. It's burned around 400 acres, according to firefighters. So it's the largest of those fires that you just recapped, Nicole. And you can see it's cleared out here for the most part, but this was not what it looked like yesterday. As we were driving in from Denver to southern Colorado, you could just see this massive cloud of smoke just coming right over the mountains and into Colorado Springs. Here's a look at some of the footage from up on the mountains. Now, it's called the High Park Fire. It's been declared a local disaster for wildland fireland teams, meaning emergency action has been authorized. Now, it's 0% contained right now. Crews were on scene throughout the evening. Good news is no homes have been burned, but just over 100 people did have to be evacuated because of the fire, including the entire Lakemore subdivision, along with County Road 11 and 1. We are expecting an update here within the hour from the Teller County Sheriff's Office, and I know people in this community, those are the answers they want to hear. We'll get them to you as soon as we can. Live in Cripple Creek, Colette Bordelon, Denver 7.
Thanks, Colette. And yes, it is a scary situation when these fires start, and we have such high winds the last few days. We're going to have those again today, so we have a red flag warning in effect for southern Colorado up toward Colorado Springs and here for the Denver Metro and the Eastern Plains. Now, as we go throughout the rest of our morning, we'll have sunny skies. Those winds will be picking up, but our temperatures today pretty comfortable in the 70s for the day. We'll talk more about our weekend forecast and how warm it'll get coming up.
Out to the east, I-76 looks good. Fort Morgan looks great. Not seeing any problems through some of the Eastern Plains towns like Fort Morgan here through Main Street. Looks pretty nice, pretty light traffic, obviously, in some of the smaller towns. I-70 moving also very well out to the east.
New parents are in a pinch. What the White House is doing to make up for a baby formula shortage.
Plus, helping new graduates ease into the real world. The app teaching them some of the adulting lessons maybe they didn't learn in school.